I'm Chris Riedy. I'm a Professor of Sustainability Transformations at the University of Technology, Sydney, in the Institute for Sustainable Futures. I looked over the themes of previous conferences and I didn't feel like there was anything there that was so much about how we work together. And I think that's crucial for achieving transformations. If we want to create really deep and broad change, you've got to recruit more people into that. How do we bring together people that have all these really different perspectives and worldviews and stories running in their heads to have some sort of common ground, to work together and build the power that is needed to bring about transformations.
This year the theme for Transformations Conference was Transformative Partnerships. It comes out of a kind of response to sustainability and issues around climate change and concerns, and thinking also through a social justice lens as well.
The conference was fantastic. It was a wonderful mix of great research being presented, but also arts practices that were being explored. I think one of the things that came out of the idea of transformative learning and knowledge practices was the breaking down of the rigidity of how we think about what is knowledge. And what became apparent was that we are beginning to, as researchers, be able to really, I think, express quite clearly the value of thinking about knowledge on a much more holistic level, and of course how that then impacts learning.
Partnerships, I think, to me are everything, because I work in transdisciplinary space, so we always work with difference, across difference, and we try to engage with as many perspectives as we can. I really went to the conference to learn what are the debates, what's the dialogue around, the themes of measurement and assessment and the idea of impact. And the interesting thing, I think I left with more questions rather than answers, and I think seems like the community is really in conversation about these things. To me, the debates really focused around how do we measure things in a way that foster these more intangible kind of relational partnership outcomes that we're not quite used to measuring at the moment. And one particular perspective I think that came through across the whole conference really strongly was the First Nations perspective and how we can learn from it in absolutely every domain of our life.
For a long time, Māori and other Indigenous people have always said, government or NGOs or scientists, researchers want to form partnerships with us, but really they just come to us and tell us. And it's consultation or education rather than true partnership. Partnership is being equals, and equals at the beginning of the conversation, bringing people together as a way not just to educate, but to create open space from people with vastly different experiences, knowledges, education, and to be able to sit together and find space where they can share their stories.
And what this conference has brought is that there is a need for integrating the feeling and thinking. Those are the things I will be pursuing in making sure that we don't have sort of transactional relationship with partners, but a deep relationship that appreciates the whole.
So one thing I'd like to say is that we need to create more peak transformative learning moments for people in this community as well as people in the world at large.
How do we make things happen? I think that we need to have a whole load more focus and methods and practices on creating that change within people.
How do we pick up on transdisciplinary perspectives? How do we account for inner transformation? And how do we use our creativity to integrate systems change?
It's partly sort of idea generation and testing, but also just that support of feeling like there's other people out here that are doing this stuff and you're not alone.